I got it now. I got it now. I forgot to hit live on this on the other one. It's like that you have to do like 10 steps before you go on. All right. So can you? All right. They should be able to see me now. All right. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? All right. We're up. We're back. All right. And you can hear me too, right? All right. So okay. So apparently there's been a situation in Seattle, and we have someone on the phone who is in Washington, and he actually happens to have a background and some information on the what's going on there, based on an article in the Seattle Times. Is it?
Yeah, I think it was the Seattle Times or Post or what.
Yeah. So why don't you just take it from here, and it happens to relate to something that you've done for work, and you can shed some light on. Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, I used to build power lines a little while ago, and I wasn't a lineman, but I was a groundman, and I just fucking dig holes and set poles.
Yeah.
So not a lot of thinking, but anyway, so I read that article, and it said like 24 poles came down all in a row, and I can't remember if it was like their engineer for Seattle City Light or PG&E said that like they splintered or some sort of weird shit.
So is that normal for them to splinter?
No.
That many?
No, not that's. I mean, like
that's
you gotta
unbelievable.
Dude, you gotta have the windstorm. Like the windstorm we had like 13 years ago in 07. That was like 100-mile-an-hour winds is kind of what. I mean, you gotta have some big time shit coming through to bring those down.
Yeah.
So, picture I saw on one of a car. It had like it was either 2 circuits of distribution or a sub-transmission with the distribution underbuild, which that's going to be a pretty big pole. It's probably going to be a Class H, probably a H5 or 6, which is like the biggest wood power pole you can make. And just to give you an idea, like if it's like an 80 to 90 foot pole, like those don't just tip over and come out of the ground. There's 10% of that pole plus 2 feet is in the ground.
Wow.
If it's between 80 and 100 feet tall, it's going to be around an 8,000 pound pole.
Wow.
And they always have to go out and like they check them because usually out on the coast around there, they'll rot from the top down.
Yeah.
They keep an eye on that. And like if once they get less than I don't know how many inches of wood inside of them, then they replace them.
Yeah.
And they're good about that because that's a serious deal. Like some of that shit comes flying down.
But we're talking maybe one. They're worried, Mike. Yeah. Now, 24 at once, and to be splintered.
Yeah, and I don't know if the article maybe sensationalized it a little bit, but anytime there's a bunch of them coming down at once, that's just not. I mean, I'm guessing somebody went and sabotaged them, but I mean, I don't know. I don't have any information on that, but
these direct energy weapons can do some amazing things. I know that.
Well, okay, so here's a kind of a weird thing to bring up. It wasn't in Seattle, but it was in Lake Quinault, Washington. This was like, I can't remember, last year or a couple years ago. And there's this like national park around there, and there was a chunk of old growth forest where it was just, and I can't remember how big the patch was. It wasn't very wide, but it was like this gust of wind came through and broke off a bunch of these like old growth trees halfway up. Just snapped it off like God came in there with his hand and broke it off himself. But it was only in that spot, and like they couldn't figure out what did it. So, I mean, that's something kind of in the area that happened that was also unexplained. Big trees getting snapped off. But
wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I want.
So what would be just in your expertise? What could cause something like that?
Man, I don't know, because even if like if you look up pictures after like big forest fires and shit, I mean, it can burn up the whole pole, but those lines will still hold up the Jesus, they'll still be holding up the top half of the pole. It's not burnt on the
Yeah. Whereas in this situation, there's 24 just at once splintered.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about this, like even if a couple broke it, it should still hold them up because those power lines, it's called Acer. It's called aluminum conductor steel core. So it has steel core in it. So it's really strong. Like it's not just going to just break off, It's,
I bet you that Moff is right now investigating this. And knowing him, he's probably down there with his camera. And since you can't probably drive there, he's got like his equipment. I just picture him like with his equipment, like, getting good footage. But I doubt anyone's getting near that, right?
No, I mean the power crews are gonna have it. They're gonna have it blocked off. I mean, obviously, all the emergency responders are gonna be down there making sure. Because like if they re-energize it and there's power lines, which they won't re-energize it if there's lines on the ground. But I mean, here's something everybody should know: if there's power lines on the ground and you get out of your car, it can't kill you because it'll pass through one leg and out the other. It's called step potential.
Wow.
So, I mean, anytime you come up on lines in the road, just stay in your car because your car is insulated from the ground because they're rubber tires.
I think that's great advice for everybody. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
Something like that, brother. All right, you have a good night.
All right. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All righty. All right, guys. Now, I want to give her name right. Her first name's Helen. If somebody wants to put her last name, if they know it, she brought this to our attention first, and I'm gonna show you where we started first. So, let's see. So I think okay, I have to put. All right, so. All right. All right, now, can you guys see this? I'm still getting used to the OBS. I'm just hoping that you guys can see this document. Where is everybody? Can you guys see this document? Well, by the way, it was Helen Bushell. Oh, you see me? Hold on, let me fix that. Oh, I see, I got it. I see. All right, so I'm assuming you guys can see this now. So, all right, so if you guys look, I'm gonna zoom in. Let me see, zoom in. All right. So this is a website, basically, look, alert map. You can look anywhere on the map in the country and get these alerts. And on here it says common alerting protocol information. And this is talking about Seattle, by the way. So critical infrastructure disruption in USA on April 6, 2019 at 5:18 and UTC, that's like for military Zulu time. I know that it starts in London, so that means, I don't know, Seattle, this would have been like a couple hours ago. And so here's the information. Common alerting protocol information. Category infra, utility. So that's what it was. It was about utility, so telecommunication and other non-transport infrastructure. Now that makes more sense reading it the second time, because we know that these poles were splintered and pulled out of the ground, but like the roads are okay. Okay, so that's what they mean by non-transport infrastructure. Certainty, observed, determined to have occurred or to be ongoing. Scope, public, and that's because it's, public roads, of course, for general dissemination to unrestricted audience. That's actually like if it's classified or not. I thought it meant something else. So anyone can see this. Severity, severe, significant threat to life or property. Now that's when we were in between the shows, when I stopped the other show and I was talking to him, and he almost hung up, and I was like, no, I got it right here. I'm up right now. I kept saying that, and he's like, listen, are you gonna get up? I'm like, no, I got it now, and I got it up, and he said that he didn't hear about any deaths. He heard about people trapped in cars, things like that. But it does say significant threat to life or property. So I guess that makes sense. If people are trapped in cars, I guess that's what it is. Urgency, past. Responsive action is no longer required. So here's the number. Every disaster has a number. Event type, critical infrastructure disruption. Date and time. Last update was 2 minutes later. Reliability of information. Authentic source. Information from trusted source. Newspapers, emails, websites. Reliability at least 70%. So this is legit. Damage level high, but not extremely high, but high. Affected area, multi-counties event. Event affected several counties. It can be more than 50% of the higher level area. Wait a second. Wait, so if it was just one little strip of road, then why is it affecting several counties? Because of traffic? Alright, hold on. So geographical, North America, USA, state of Washington, Greater Seattle region. There's the coordinates, open location zone. Number of affected people. Oh, here we go. Alright, so nobody's dead. Only one injured. No one's missing. No one had to get rescued, but affected person 16,000. All right. So I don't know, cause okay, I'm gonna bring it back to me. Is anybody here in the Washington area? Was there a storm there? And I don't know. They're making a big deal out of nothing. Or are they trying to play this down and potentially, like some kind of directed energy was able to take these because I know what he's talking about, like the like how difficult it would be to splinter 24 of these things at once. You know? All right, so all right. I don't even know if I'm on. So, what do you guys think? Anyway, if anyone wants to call in and talk about this, was it a dud? Um, did we? Is it being kind of played down? Oh, I see. I figured. Is it being played down? And really, it could be directed energy. It could be a number of things. Um, I think the only thing is that how could 24 splinter? And he said he read that he was there and he read it. So how could 24 of these huge poles that go so high up and they're so big, and like you said, they go so many feet into the ground, how could that many of them splinter? I mean, even if there was a storm, I mean, was there a storm in Washington today? I'm just not sure. I hate putting out. If I put out something, I like it. I like to make sure that it's real. That's why after talking to that guy, it just made sense, and I could tell he was telling the truth. You know what I mean? And he knew what he was talking about. He really does work in that field, and it made no sense to him. He was like puzzled. He's like, I just don't get it. He's like, just for one to come down. He's like, it's so difficult because it's so many feet in the ground and all. And he's explaining all this stuff to me in between the live streams. So it's definitely suspicious, potentially a dud, but I don't know if I'm ready to. Um, oh yeah, by the way, if anybody wants to call in, we could even do like rapid fire. Um, I talk on my hands way too much. I hate seeing myself on the phone. All I see is my hands flying. All right, um, so if you guys want anyone call in, you can just like rapid fire. Let me know what you think. We can get as many people as we want. And oh, Helen Bushell, she's the one who actually let us know about this story the first time. I see you, Helen. Um, so we looked into it. We had somebody on who works with these type of poles that were damaged, and it made no sense to him how these poles could be splintered in the way that they were, and he was talking about how he saw these pictures of how they came down, and it just made no sense because of how deep they went. That, that he did see it happen before, but it was in 100-mile-an-hour winds. So, what would cause that if there was no storm? And it's not just one pole. If it's just one pole, okay. Like, they went cheap. I don't know. But we're talking 24 poles, he said. That's a lot. And I'm not seeing too much of it on the internet at all. So it's being suppressed a bit. A lot, actually. So I'm curious what you guys got to think. I mean, I only it's dead. There's one article in a newspaper, but the article has some big claims. 24 poles came out of the ground. That I bet you that's where the red pill is. Red pill. I'm red pill. So someone just said what's up, and I was gonna say what's up back. What's up, Mark Mick? But I wonder what. I bet you Marf is down there. I bet you, because living in Seattle, I'm sure you would hear about it. Living in Washington, I'm sure you hear about it. Guys, don't be shy. Just you don't have to stay. I know some people I let them stay on for as long as they want, but just call in quick. Just say, I think it's just a dud story, and it seemed like something at first, and it's nothing, or I think something's fishy, or I think anything. You guys don't have to be worried to call. I think after one person just calls and gives an opinion, but at the same time, I don't need it either. So if you guys don't have an opinion, that's fine too. I would never force somebody to call in. You guys don't have to be worried. Oh, so sorry. So, all right, but wow, that was crazy. Because we were in the middle of talking all this biblical stuff, and all of a sudden, Helen Bushel let us know. Okay, Helen, so you said, I've been looking and I can't find anything either. And you're over in the UK. So Helen actually broke this to us from the UK. What's that tell you? We're not hearing about it here. So that's what makes me suspicious, is when they suppress news that is otherwise definitely newsworthy. I mean, think about what they talk about in the news sometimes. It's ridiculous. I mean, what passes for a breaking news sticker these days is disgusting. Hello's the Red Pill Dispensary. How are you?
Hey, this is Happy Mama Skywatcher.
How you doing?
I'm calling you in regards to what happened in Seattle. I'm in Seattle, and I watched the news feed and the video.
Oh, you did?
And it looks, yeah, I did. And I'm here in Seattle, so I know the weather.
Okay.
And today the weather was rainy and windy, but during the time of the incident, it was clear skies. And in the footage, it shows people talking about what they saw and what they heard. And a guy was saying that he heard an explosion.
Really?
And then yes, heard an explosion.
He said that live on air.
Yep.
That's
on air,
wow.
On Channel 5 News, yes. And they show footage of like the poles. And the poles do look splintered and broken, but I didn't see any signs of like fire.
Yeah.
So I'm not for sure what happened, but it does look suspicious.
Extremely.
24 poles came down. Yeah.
Did they show the poles at all?
Yeah, they show the poles. They show the poles like laying on something.
And they were like huge,
broken.
or these are they street lamp, or
On the
they
street.
or
Yeah,
electric
it's on the main
electric?
street. Yeah, the electric company was there, and like police and stuff, and
I mean,
they said they got some of the poles back up, but I don't know for sure if that's true because they didn't show it.
I wonder if would a street lamp cause an I mean, obviously hitting the ground that would cause some type of loud noise, I'm sure. But I mean, to be described as an explosion, I mean, would there be some kind of electrical? I'm just playing devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to figure out, because I think there's something fishy going on.
If there is something fishy, it landed on a car. The two people were stuck in the car, and one of them was injured. But the thing is, the car didn't look like an explosion happened on the car, so it couldn't have been the car because there was no fire, no burnt marks or nothing. So I don't know where the explosion would happen from, but it definitely took over the whole street, both sides.
Wow.
Yeah, it was suspicious to me because I'm looking everywhere in the news, and I didn't hear about it today at all.
And so it was windy, you said, but
yes,
at the time of the event, it happened to be clear and the wind had died down?
Yeah. Yep. That's the weird thing that I find about it.
So it's almost like they saw a window to maybe pull something, but then I asked myself, well, who benefits? But then I heard that PG&E might be involved with all this. Is that
right? I don't know what's in the area. I don't know all this stuff. I know there's like a museum and some commercial buildings, but who knows? There might be something in the area that they didn't want people to see, you know?
Well, I mean, sometimes just the utilities themselves, I mean, are so valuable, you know?
Right.
And, wow. This is just...
Yeah.
It reminds me of like when, like, actually, I'm not going to compare it to that, but yeah, so that's wow. Thank you. So, I really appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, and you're local, and but you can tell us what the weather was. There's so many variables that we don't know, and you're able to at least shed light on those things, and now we know it wasn't windy when it came down. So that's weird.
And hey, I just want to say this is my first time in your live chat, and I'm enjoying myself greatly. Your live chat is awesome.
And thank you. Yeah, they're the best. They're the best.
Great job, dude. And all the people in there are so cool and welcoming, and there's great info and great conversation. So.
Yeah. I mean, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I love the people in the chat. They're great people. They're the best of the best. I really do. I really do care about the people that are in the chat, and I normally do this for just to talk anything. That's the thing. We'll talk anything, and so we heard that this happened. We're talking this. We were talking Bible prophecy earlier, and then earlier I'm talking about my time in the Navy. It's just all different things. It's just
that's why I like it. I like the variety.
You never know what you're gonna get, and the chat's awesome. So I appreciate you calling in and giving us a kind of like on the ground kind of idea of what it was like, and now we know. It was actually calm out when those things came down. It was windy that day, so they can say that, but it was actually nice and calm when this actually happened. So the only question I would have left, and not for you, I'm just saying in general, is so who benefits? What's the benefit? And I'm thinking it's some type of utility thing, especially if PG&E is involved. But thank you so much. And what did you say your name was again? In case.
Happy Mama Skywatcher.
All right. So, okay, just so everyone knows who you are in chat.
Yeah. All right, have a good one. I'll be with you.
All right. You too.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, God bless you.
All right, and feel free to subscribe. Okay? So yeah, so that was cool. So now we know. So we're getting more information now. We know that that it was windy that day. But I mean, these things they're built for more than a windy day. Moths on, Jerry. I didn't get a notification either. But if Jerry says it, I believe it. All right, I just want to thank everybody who don't normally come to this channel and stop by to see what's going on. And thank you guys. I am gonna go and watch Moth, and I just wanted to thank you guys for stopping by. And we'll do something tomorrow about this and come to some kind of final conclusions. So, all right, thanks, guys. Oh, his reminder is up? Oh, so he's not actually on yet. So, all right, I might hang out until he's actually on. I want to make sure I don't miss it either. I lost half the viewers now. So. Oh, he's not even on. He's gonna be on. Oh, he's supposed to be on 3 minutes ago. All right. Well, as soon as he comes on, I'm gonna go over there. But well, Adam. Someone said Adam who. Adam actually. Most of the people here watch his YouTube channel. He has it real nice setup. He goes over a bunch of news, but the best part is he takes calls on anything from conspiracy theories to sometimes doctors calling with warnings, and then all of a sudden we hear it on the news a couple weeks later. I mean, it's just a lot of interesting stuff. So I think you should definitely check it out. And anybody who checked this out today, please subscribe. Anytime there's breaking news, I'm going to do my best to get a stream up. And I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to, sit there and tell you that the sky is falling. We're going to figure it out. And I think that happened and pretty quickly. We talked to one person. He kind of gave us an idea of what it would take to actually have 24 of these things splinter. And then that nice woman who I spoke to after, she actually helped me out. My grandson. So she actually helped me kind of understand that yes, it was windy, but of course, it wasn't windy when they came down. So that tells me a lot right there. So, Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good night. And please, tomorrow, come back and get your Pez. By Pez, I mean red pills.